Hi, I'm Jessica Rose. A driver trainer is sentenced for the rape of a trainee, and the upcoming International Road Check brings drivers some freebies from Goodyear and Flying J.
Hi, I'm Craig Maltman. A new app launches attempting to help drivers easily secure parking, and the Kraft Heinz company adds electric terminal trucks to their distribution facility.
Hi, I'm David Compton. The Trucker News Channel celebrates its 50th episode, so we'll be taking a look back at some of the more funny and unusual stories we've covered so far. These are the stories we're going to cover, along with more, on this edition of the Trucker News Channel. If you've watched our show for any length of time, you know that Jessica and Craig get to do the more hard-hitting real news as reporters. While myself, on the other hand, I usually cover the lighthearted, odd news stories surrounding the trucking industry. So here's a peek back at some of those over the last 50 episodes. Enjoy. If you've been behind the wheel for any reasonable length of time as a trucker, I'm sure you've seen some strange stuff out there. But I bet you've never seen anything like this. This unique nugget is just as crazy as our past story. Your family's gathered in the backyard, cold brew in your hand, favorite song playing on the radio, and the smell of thousands of hot dogs roasting on the expressway. These are the sights, sounds, and the smells of summer. Recently, a semi-truck carrying a full load of Frankfurters caught fire and burnt to the ground on the Dodge Expressway in Omaha, Nebraska. Nobody was hurt, but everybody was hungry. This story is just, frankly, too good not to relish. A smelly mess. That's about all that can be said when 40,000 pounds of chicken feathers got spilled onto I-15 in Federal Way, Washington, as a tractor trailer flips over, causing a backup for miles. And this one-liner, they didn't make it to the other side of the road before they got hit right in the nuggets. So a Smokey wanders into the California Highway Patrol's Donner Pass facility the other day. However, what makes this story unique is this Smokey was not a police officer, but instead a real honest-to-God bear. The video went viral on social media with lots of viewer comments, one user saying he was just looking for the keys to his unit, while another said he was there to report a stolen picnic basket. There were lots of other user comments, however most of them are just too unbearable to repeat. The Foster Farms chickens were unavailable for comment. If you happen to be near Loop 286 near the old Clarksville Road intersection in Paris, Texas the other day, you know things were really buzzing there. That's because a semi carrying a full load of beehives flipped over, releasing the winged creatures into the wild. The driver, however, we're told, did not receive any injuries. Perhaps that's because as soon as the crash happened, he made a beeline out of there. There's a whole new meaning to the term dump truck in Indiana. That's because a truck with an unsecured gate emptied a load of human waste onto the highway, covering the road with, well, you know what, for about 3/4 of a mile. The mishap occurred on US 50, ironically, believe it or not, in a place called Brownstown. The traffic was slowed for some time. Perhaps that was to allow crews to search for enough toilet paper to clean up the mess. Well, if you watched our show for some time, you know we have a habit of covering chicken stories, and this one's no different. However, what makes this chicken story unique is, well, it happened, of course, in Cobb County. So why did the chicken cross the road? To get away from a freight train, it seems. However, in this joke, it's not a single chicken, but a semi with 39,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Apparently, some people really crave chicken nuggets, as officers had to guard the spilled nugs from looters as they waited for cleanup crews to arrive and remove the wrecked trailer. We love stories about chickens for some reason, so add this one to the list. It seems there was a barbecue on I-285 in Cobb County the other day, shutting down multiple southbound lanes of the interstate and causing hours of delays. Well, troopers recently found themselves hamming it up on a highway in Illinois. That's because a livestock hauler ran off the road and overturned on Interstate 70 near Casey, setting about 3,000 piglets on the loose. 40,000 pounds equates to about 18 million feathers. The dog parks are approximately 50 feet by 100 feet and will include double airlock gates, pet waste stations, a bench, an off-leash area, and a smoker's receptacle. It's funny, I didn't know many dogs smoked. Many of us remember the famous scene in National Lampoon's Vacation where Clark Griswold mistakenly forgets that he tied Aunt Edna's dog Dinky to the bumper of the family truckster. Well, that scene was almost recreated in Arizona when a trucker forgot he tied his dog to the rear of his rig. You know your peach cobbler is good when one of your customers get into an argument over how many peaches are included in each one, and that leads to gunfire. Care to guess the name of the Washington State trooper investigating the deaths of those itty-bitty chickens? Beady Chicks, of course. It seems a Florida woman drove 19 miles on Interstate 95 at speeds of almost 70 miles an hour with her boyfriend on the hood. Must be love. Even though there was a sign saying no U-turn, he had made it once before and thought he could get lucky a second time. Unfortunately, he didn't and ended up dumping 5,000 live chickens onto the highway. As ironic as it sounds, at that exact moment of time, a small group of animal rights activists on their way to a protest in Portland heard about the news and shifted their focus to that location and the truck. You can't make this stuff up. We actually filmed the Trucker News Channel in Hollywood, California, right here at the Target Media Partners studios. TMP is the parent company of TheTrucker.com. 50 episodes wouldn't have been possible without all the people who are behind the camera that you don't see. So please meet the crew.
A former driving instructor has been sentenced to 5 years to life for the 2017 sexual assault of a female trainee at the CR England facility in Utah. Thorpe Steele, 55, of Alvin, Texas, was convicted on accounts of first-degree felony rape and first-degree forcible sodomy. The victim told police Steele was showing her the inside of his truck and that he'd taken out his knife collection, supposedly to show her. Steele forced himself on her, and when the victim told him to stop, he locked the truck, closed the blinds, and forced her to undress. Steele would later admit to having sex with the victim but claimed it was consensual. State troopers arrested Steele during the inspection at the Utah-Arizona port of entry. He has since been moved to the Utah State Prison in Draper.
Not getting what you deserve at your job? Stop waiting. U.S. Express is hiring immediately. In fact, 80% of applicants are seated in just 3 days, plus an extra $1,000 every month of your first year. Click or call U.S. Express now. We're hiring immediately.
Both Flying J and Goodyear are offering free services to help drivers prepare for the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance's upcoming International Road Check event, June 4th through June 6th. Pilot Flying J Truck Care is providing one free visual mid-trip inspection per truck, a value of $50 at its service center locations. Drivers can book at any Pilot Flying J Truck Care service center or through roadside assistance mobile units. Goodyear will be offering tire inspections and other tire management services. Tire and wheel issues accounted for almost 20% of all out-of-service violations identified during last year's event.
Hi, I'm Craig Maltman with this week's Trucker Tech Report. Truck Park has launched a mobile accessible truck parking app in the United States. The Chicago-based company committed to improving the truck driving experience using technology to overcome the problem of finding safe and secure parking. Securing an available parking spot has become increasingly difficult for commercial truck drivers. There's about 3.5 million professional truck drivers out there in the United States, but fewer than 400,000 available parking spots. More than 90% of drivers experience problems finding safe parking at night, and those drivers spend on average 54 minutes daily searching for parking. The Truck Park app will not only help them find a secure parking spot, but will also enable them to reserve the space, so it's still available when they arrive. The Truck Park app is free to download. It's now available in both the Apple and the Android app stores. Orange EV, Firefly Transportation Services, and the Kraft Heinz Company have revealed the deployment of 3 Orange EVT Series pure electric terminal trucks to the Kraft Heinz Distribution Center in Groveport, Ohio. Orange EV's battery-operated electric terminal trucks deliver 100% emission-free transportation services, which is a key driver toward a more sustainable and resilient supply chain. Firefly will operate 3 Orange EV pure electric terminal trucks to do the work formerly accomplished by 5 diesels. For fuel diversity alone, 1 diesel will remain on site, expected to go unused in routine operations. With this deployment, Kraft Heinz plans to virtually eliminate diesel terminal truck emissions at their Groveport Distribution Center.
If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to click the little red subscribe button below. You can also go to thetrucker.com to read the latest breaking news stories. That's all for this 50th special edition. On behalf of Jessica Rose, Craig Maltman, along with myself and everybody else here at the Trucker News Channel, thanks for watching.